You know, people maybe don't know about Kelsey Grammer's faith journey, but to watch him on national television weeping when speaking about this film, what did that do to you when you saw that?
I mean, to me, it just reinforces the power of this film and the potential power it has to have an effect on people's lives. An extremely powerful story. I think the evidence of God using this film to reach people, it was proof right there with Kelsey on Talk Show.
That was the first time for me when I saw that clip. I'm like, okay, if Kelsey Grammer can be I mean, it's crazy because he couldn't even keep it together to finish it.
Yeah, it's a very personal film. There was things that we could all relate to in our characters, and I think that's a combination of the director's insight and great casting, as well as God putting in front of our directors who were the right people for the job. Because originally when the film was conceived, Kelsey wasn't attached. There was other cast members, and then the pandemic hit, and that changed everything. But I think it changed it for the better.
How do you think this is going to connect with a 2023 audience when we're talking about a very powerful story from the 70s?
I think if you look at Asbury University in Kentucky right now, that very thing is happening all over again. So I think we've seen a reaction from culture based on what's led to this moment essentially playing out in front of us in the same way that it did 50 years ago. Every generation goes through a search for identity. At some point in people's lives, they're looking for meaning, they're looking for purpose, they're looking for identity. And for the hippies of the 60s and 70s that we depict, their search was through experimental psychedelic drugs like LSD, through free love, through all these things. And at the end of the day, it didn't solve their crisis. It didn't give them identity. What gave them identity, what many of them, thousands of them, came to realize at that point, which was the essence of the Jesus Revolution, is that Jesus was the only thing that was going to give them identity. God was their identity. And when they figured that out, everything else fell into place.